Peace of the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace of the gang.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back to Quit the Cat Podcast. It's your boy BP alongside the Bishop.
Yes, sir.
We're coming to you live from the beautiful Bang Bang Fitness
Yes.
Center here in Harrisburg, PA. And today, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
today's guest said he knew at a young age that he liked making his own money.
Yeah.
He had an entrepreneurial spirit early. The hustler mentality got him plenty of money,
Yes.
but it also led to trouble.
Yes.
But after overcoming the odds, he sits with us today as the owner, as a real estate investor, as well as the owner of the hot dog factory. And he's a barber at Heads Up Barbershop. Ladies and gentlemen, we sitting with Hassan Green today, a.k.a. Chops.
Chops.
Yes, sir.
Chops.
Yes, sir.
That's what I said. That's chops.
Yeah, that's what he said. I was like, all right, well, I don't, you know what I mean?
But either one is good with me,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because they me.
Yeah,
that's
you know
you,
what I'm saying?
right?
That's me. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I wouldn't change it for the world. I
Absolutely.
wouldn't change it for the
All
world.
right.
But before we get into this,
Yes.
Bishop, what's your vibe today?
What's my vibe? Growth. I'm on growth.
That's what's up.
I'm on
Growth is good.
That's what's
I'm
up.
on growth. Everything I'm in is structured and is growing.
There we go.
So
Yes, sir.
That's the
structured
blessings,
growth.
though. That's
Yes.
that's the work of God, man.
Yeah.
When he got it, when he got his hands covered over you, man, can't nobody stop you.
Yeah.
Can't
That's a
nobody stop
fact.
you.
That's
Can't nobody
It's a huge fact. So
Yeah,
what's
right.
your vibe today, Chops?
I mean, my vibe is always about $1. I know that.
There we go. That's a vibe.
I
That's a
wake up,
vibe.
you know, I wake up, go to sleep thinking about a bag, man.
Yeah.
And I think about, you know, I love giving back. That was something I learned at a young age from my baseball coaches.
Right.
You know, the mentors, even though I went left, you know what I'm saying, but I had a lot of
We gonna
great
get
people,
you. We
though.
gonna get you. We gonna
I'm talking
all
about
of that. We gonna all of
Great
that.
people.
You ready to
What's
go?
your vibe?
Hey, I'm grateful.
You grateful?
I'm grateful for everything. Good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Yes.
I'm grateful for it all. You feel me? Because we can change anything we want and do whatever the hell we want to do
Okay.
in this world. So I'm grateful for that. Let's get it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I want you to, for the people that might not know you, so that way they can understand what I see in you and why we asked you to come on here. Because ever from day one, I always seen growth from you with whatever it was, you know.
No doubt.
So, you know, even when you was the plug, you know, so I always seen that growth, and just to see you on this side and the message you speak, because there's old heads, OGs that ain't they still there. It's still
Yeah, I see it.
1998, 1997.
I still see
so you know, it's in the conversation, it's in the language. So I definitely see your growth and everything that you do tied into one, and you still make time for what you love, because you could then say, I'm gonna stop cutting hair, I'm gonna go do this because I got this going and I got this, but you
Right.
still come in there because you're blessing people when you cut their hairs.
That's the plan. That was the plan. You know what I mean?
I want you to tell us from the start where you want to start, but give us a little background on you, and you tell the story of coming up and your decision making and how you got to make the decisions that you're making now.
I mean, it all started with my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom, she's the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was born in the streets, raised in the streets. And I love that woman. She taught me the hustle at a young age, you know. And that was the main thing. She taught me everything move about $1. At the end of the day, all that everybody else talking, without $1 in this world, you nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up, you know, struggling or whatever. I grew up uptown on Jefferson Street, and then when I was like 4 or 5, we moved down to projects on Cameron Street, you know, and that's where it really started. You know what I mean? It was a guy named Tony Hernandez. I was young. I think I was like 6, but his hustle was crazy.
Right.
He knew how to get the $1. I always wanted the $1. I just didn't know how to get the $1.
Right.
So one day I seen him walking with a rake. He had the trash bags in his pocket. And I'm like, where you going? He's like, I want to give me some money. I'm like, what you do? He was like, I rake leaves, shovel snow.
Yeah.
Once he said that in my brain, it was on.
Yeah.
Clicked immediately.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt. So, you know, I started following his lead, you know what I mean, going up on North 16th Street, 15th Street up by the baseball field. I started cutting grass. I started shoveling snow. I ain't have a lawnmower, so we stole a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know
that's
what I'm
what you
saying?
gotta do
So we
sometimes.
stole a lawnmower out the backyard. And we cut till the lawnmower went out, you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean? And then we went to go steal another lawnmower, you know what I mean? But to make a long story short, though, I give him credit. You know what I mean? I see him still to these days, you know, down at my restaurant because he worked for the city.
Gotcha.
Well, what's that shit? Excuse my language. NHS or whatever it is down there. But he worked for them. And I always give him his flowers, you know,
Right.
because he was the start to the hustle.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, baseball came, you know, that's when I start seeing, you know, life is different because I was real good in baseball.
Okay.
So baseball took me to other places where I seen, damn, they got big yards. Like I'm playing with white kids because of my talent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, y'all yard different than our yard.
Right.
Like they living totally different. And it inspired me too.
Absolutely.
So now I want more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because once I leave, I played out Colonial Park in this baseball tournament league out behind Applebee's. And I'm like, damn, this is beautiful out here. Coming from the projects to that.
Yeah, for sure.
So once I got a whiff of that, and then, you know, they wearing better clothes than us and this, that, and the third, then I go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the drug game came into play. You know, crack hit. You know, in our projects, we was the first to ever sell crack. They was selling heroin or whatever back then. I mean, powder, but we actually invented the crack in chemistry project.
Word.
And once that popped, man, and I knew, you know, my man Rollo, you know, he was the first one to let me get a play because my cousin was a big time drug dealer.
Okay.
And he wouldn't never, he'd be like, nah, I'll kick it to get me, woo. But I knew his man would do it because he don't have no ties like my cousin.
Absolutely.
So I went to Rollo. I'm like, yo, I help me out, put me on. He like, how much you got? I had $40 from cutting grass. And I took that $40 and I put on a show.
Invested.
You know what I'm saying? I put on a show. I knew once you gave me the game, it was on. You know what I'm saying? So this was like 92. Yeah, this was 92 when I first got into the streets. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin was the one that I wanted to emulate. He had all the cars, he had the clothes, he was it. So even though he wouldn't bring me in, he still was my example.
He still showed you what
no
he
doubt,
looked like.
no doubt, because I watched it. You know what I'm saying? And then all of us in my projects, I can't just take all the credit because we was a team. You know what I'm saying? We all worked as one because we was the smallest housing project. Yeah. So we worked as a unit. You know what I'm saying? One for all for one.
Yeah.
If he in the issue, I'm in the issue.
Yeah.
If he broke, he ain't broke no more because I'm gonna make sure he's right. Everybody was each other's crutch. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew I was gonna get me some money though.
Right.
I don't care. I'm gonna get me some money, man. Like, and then as time went on, you know, I always hung around the older crowds. You know what I'm saying? And I was always like curious, like, damn, how he get that? How she get that? How he get that?
Yeah.
So I was always trying to find my niche. You know what I'm saying? And then, what happened? I started listening to Nas. Nas would give me a little insight here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the one who really took me where I needed to go was Jay-Z.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, people don't know, Jay used to be out here.
Was it Reasonable Doubt, Jay?
Yeah, that was the real. That was before Reasonable Doubt. Because Jay used to be out here in Harrisburg. People don't even know that.
Oh, word.
Him, Percy, you know what I'm saying, Biggs, they used to be over here on 14th and Market.
Yeah. Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying? But I was linked in with this guy named Big Mike that just loved my style as a young bull, but he was linked in with them. So they inspired me. So when you seen that Reasonable Doubt in my lifetime and all that, they was promoting Jay here. Yeah. But that's when I first heard Reasonable Doubt. And that was like the blueprint to the money. Because now I got a couple dollars, but he showed me how to take it to the next level. And then I just became listening to Hove all the time. And then I took a little bit of Big. I took a little bit of Raekwon, because I was a fan of Raekwon, the chef. His style, he just was fly, Nas. So I just took a lot of pieces from people's puzzle and made my own puzzle. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I can't take, like, I was the smartest dude, but I took a lot from everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? I took a lot from everybody. You know what I mean? And when I was in the streets, you know, I just wanted it, man. You know what I'm saying? Then I met some great people that was very wealthy, you know what I'm saying, in the street game, and they blessed me. Because in order for you to be who you want to be in the game, you got to have a plug. Right. You know what I mean? Without the connect, you ain't connected. You know what I'm saying? And I was always good with math in school, even though I used to fight a lot. They kicked me out of school, out of 8th grade education. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you stopped at?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't even passed to the 8th, but they put me in the 8th. Then they put me in the
Okay,
ninth.
gotcha,
You know what I mean? I
gotcha.
didn't pass because
Yeah.
I was in we got middle school. I'm pulling up. You know, I'm coming through Rovers. I'm driving shit that the teachers didn't even know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 16, 17.
Right.
I'm pulling up in
Oh,
$70,000 vehicles as a young boy.
Early on, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my life is real. Like, I don't do the fraud, and I like to be real low key now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. I had all the fun. You know what I'm saying? I experienced everything.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did some things that I ain't proud of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those is the things that make me great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I give back so much. You know, I love the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to cut hair, but cut hair was my end to teaching dudes real estate.
Right.
Getting in their ear, shaping them up like, yo, the consequences outweigh the benefit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some listen.
So that's when you get to spread your message.
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
I love it, though. I love giving back. You know what I mean? I took so much. And I took so much from the streets because now that I'm older, I still see some of the same crack addicts I was selling to when I was 13, when I was 14.
Yeah.
And but I was always respectful drug dealer.
Right.
Like, I respect the addict though. Because I was an addict too.
Yeah,
I was addicted to the money. I'm out there just like you 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out there with you. You know what I'm saying?
We
You just getting high.
They're partners.
No fucking doubt. You know what I'm saying?
partners.
And at the end of the night, we both gonna end up in jail.
Yeah.
No matter which way it go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He getting high, I'm selling. We both gonna end up in the same spot.
Absolutely.
But I always grew up with respect though.
Right.
Always. Like, I was always a respectful dude. Now, you're not gonna disrespect me, but I'm gonna always give you the utmost respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was the way I was brought up in our projects. You know, like our old heads, Mr. Danielle Finley, Mad Dog. It's so many great old heads that taught us how to be great, respectful men.
Right.
No matter what you do in the day, you still respect the elders.
Absolutely.
You know, you don't lose none of those values. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I'm who I am today.
Yeah.
Because I know how to talk to people. I don't judge people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for God to do. You know what I'm saying? I give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's just real talk, man.
Yeah. It's from an era of, because I remember that era and being watching. I remember the New Yorkers coming into Harrisburg, and when they were I'm gonna say infiltrating, because they were coming in, you know, in the hills. And one of them, it was taken over by New York Fry, and they was coming in, they was moving in heavy. But I remember about the projects. It was they were tight knit. If you didn't belong down there, you didn't go down there.
No doubt.
If you didn't know somebody of why you was going down there,
Right.
you didn't go down there.
No doubt.
You just don't go down there looking for someone. This is the time where it was just like dark down. Like, it used to be.
Make sure all the lights were shot out.
It used to be dark. Like, if you did not belong, you did not come down there.
Correct.
You know, and the first time I started coming down was with Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
Back then. So that was my first. Like, I heard about you, knew, and then having that close knit to, you know, because your son was my man when I was hanging with his uncle. So,
right.
you know, I always was around you, and I just knew, like, I got to see with Miss Erica and Brian Aaron, I'd be down there with them. So it was like getting to see with how the projects move, and it was like they were family. Like, and it was, if you didn't belong, you didn't come down.
Right.
But it was like.
But we was taught that though.
Yeah, y'all were like what I liked about it though, it was, y'all, I felt like y'all were more of our allies. Because when it came to the hill, y'all picked, it was like, hold on, we're up here versus uptown. But if y'all beef is with them, we just going, you know, and then you had the South, but the funk was like.
It was neutral.
Yeah, it was neutral.
And the reason why we kept ourselves neutral, a lot of that had to do with, you know, we all we had. You know what I'm saying? So you got the hill, like he said, you got uptown, but the projects, we the smallest hood.
Yeah.
We the smallest hood.
Right.
But like we had our beefs with different hoods, but at one point in time I became like the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of my crew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of the young generation that I rock with.
Right.
So me, I always put the money over the bullshit. Now, dudes in my crew, they like the drama. But at the same time, they like the money too.
Yeah.
So it took somebody like me to know how to like slow it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I say go, they gonna go.
Right. Right.
But if I say no, some may go, but a lot of times they're not gonna go.
Right.
Out of respect for each other, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was about the bread. You know what I'm saying? I always focused on the bag because the drama. My mom taught me that too. You can't mix the gunplay with the hustling. They like oil and water.
Yeah.
It just ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place. So I got to give my mom a lot of credit because behind the scenes she orchestrated a lot of things.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? She knew how to say go. She knew how to pause. She knew how to push me, my brother.
Right.
You know, people don't ever really know about my little brother, but he was havoc. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he knew his role. We all just knew our roles in our projects, man. It was all love. Like, I love all of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm older, so I'm different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't link up as much as we do because we're in different places. You get what I'm saying? Some doing old things, some doing...
Yes.
But at the same time, I love them.
Still
you know
love,
what I'm saying? No fucking doubt. We ate free lunches together, man. We did it all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love them. But at the same time, in order to grow, sometimes you gotta... You're getting older. You gotta learn how to, distance something. No doubt, no doubt. But if they ever reach out to me and need me, I could never say no. I still look out for all of them now.
Right.
If they need, hey, shit, you got it, bro. Anything I got, I'll give. I'm not one of those dudes that I don't want Brent to own no real estate. I don't want Brent to drive a Bentley or a Rolls or whatever car he want. I've never been that dude.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to hate on a dude to keep it a bean.
That's
I don't like dudes. I've been having it so much all my life that I don't know how to hate.
Yeah,
I don't know how to be like, damn, his car effing. I don't know how to do that shit.
Right.
I know how to go get my own. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I'm the trendsetter. Like, I want to be the first.
Yeah.
With everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the first to slide through with the Rovers and the Benzes and. Just like now, the Escalade, I'm the first. That my shit got ordered. Like I want to be the first.
Yeah.
Straight up, my shit got ordered in 2020. It's at 21.
Right.
I'm always like trying to get ahead. Like I don't. I'm not being arrogant or cocky.
Nah, you good.
I just love to win, bro. I love to fucking win. I don't care what nobody else be talking about. I love to win.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring like 2 of y'all with me.
Right.
So then now your kids can win.
Yeah.
His kids can win.
Absolutely.
I know when he used to get his haircut up the barbershop, he's inspired by my moves because he knew.
Yeah.
He did. He witnessed it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I just love, now that I'm older, I'm real business savvy now. So all I did was took my street hustle
I was gonna ask
and brought it over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the street hustle is the corporate world and the street world they run parallel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they run the fuck parallel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, the white man, he gonna kill you with a pen when you in business.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You better pay attention to them small words.
Small fine print.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The streets niggas just gonna run boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least
There's
you
fine print in
but you
there
get to
too.
see him.
Yeah.
So you gonna see him coming 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But him over there, you ain't gonna see him.
Yeah.
So you better cross your T's and dot your I's.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Business. If you was a hustler at any point in your life, bro, in the streets, man, and you tap into something you love, business, like him with his workout thing.
Yeah.
He love this shit.
Yeah.
So it ain't even work to him.
Nah.
He come in, he getting it.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker, he over there passing out. He like, okay.
Yeah.
But that check coming through the door. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I watched his inspiration for this
Yeah.
from afar though. I seen it.
Yeah.
I should throw a little quotes out to him.
Yeah.
Because I know it's gonna add fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's beautiful. Like I sit back, I love watching dudes win, man.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
Man.
and I like what you said because I like to specify the difference. There was always a difference. There was always and I always tell people, like, there's a difference. Some people be like, oh, I was a hustler. Nah, you just was in the streets. It's a difference.
Yeah.
You thought different. You used a different approach. Your mentality, like you said, you always had manners. You knew how to talk. You knew how to get out of situations. And when if it was the police or what, you knew how to talk. That's the difference. And it's a difference of, like you said, you can roll it over. Everybody can't roll it over.
Right.
And that goes to show you. That go to show you the purpose of why you was hustling. Because of the money and evolving, how did she win? How did he win? You were always learning and paying attention. Some people just out there, and you see, and that's the difference of. I see all the time. If you was really a successful dealer of any drug, you should be able to say, okay, I
Enough
can
to
stop
know.
this
Yeah.
and do this because I succeed at
Right.
everything I do.
But
I'm not going to be threatened.
I gotta agree with you in a lot of ways, but then you got a lot of dudes that was hustlers. But the game, the allure of the game is a very addictive joint, bro.
Yeah.
It's so addictive because you gotta think. I was grateful, like I gotta give credit to some great people though.
Yeah.
See, my examples was great
Yeah.
because I placed myself around some good
Yeah.
people. Even though they didn't approve of how I was moving,
Yeah.
they never kept their hand off me. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the guys out here, man, they've been hustling for so long, they don't know no other way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people's self-esteem's like this big,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
if their self-esteem is what keeps them. See,
Yeah.
the cars make them valid.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? The Balenciagas, the
Yeah.
Buccinis, all that
Yeah.
shit. I don't wear none of that.
Yeah, yeah.
The most I'm going to wear is some low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it a bean. I ain't
Yeah.
worried about Gucci, Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't
Yeah.
never been my twist.
Yeah.
But low is my twist. Though.
Right,
I'm
right.
going to rock low till I
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
But the dudes that you see, like the older dudes, a lot of them don't know who they are without the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the streets make them valid, you know, with the females. You know, the females make them feel good because they feel they can't grab a chick if they don't have the boy for the money or they
Right,
at the
right.
bar buying the bar out. So a lot of dudes don't know how to make the turn. You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
And that's why you see this young generation right now is so lost.
Yeah, they
Like
real
they
lost.
so lost because they don't have the big homies no more. They don't have the old heads that if you don't open the door for the lady coming in the store, he gonna check you.
Yeah.
Damn, young man, hold,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
that's somebody's mom
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now they set the door. They see you walking in the store. The old lady, they let the door
Yeah,
smack.
yeah, they don't care.
See,
Absolutely.
the level of the disrespect is crazy now
Yeah.
because nobody shares with the youngest. I remember I was at the barbershop, right? And then I might be getting
Nah,
off
do you
something.
think? Do you talk?
You're
Man,
right.
talk.
But I remember in the barbershop, right? I'm cutting this young boy. He about 16. So he was like, Chop, always join all this. He's like, yo, can you cut my OG? And I'm like, yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking he older.
Yeah.
His OG 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when he sat in the chair, I'm like, how the hell what makes him the OG?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Like what makes him your old head?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he only 2 years older than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what it is his couple dollars made him the old
Okay.
head. You get what I'm saying? And it's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
Because ain't no way
Yeah.
an 18 gonna
Yeah.
lead a 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you having a lot of the problems you having with the young generation out here.
Yeah.
There ain't no good examples. And that's why I really stayed in the barbershop. I didn't have to cut no hair.
Yeah.
But I love the youth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I love the youth because I was them. You know what I'm saying? I grew up just like them. That's why I stayed in the bar. I think I was the only barber that cut from 5:30 in the morning to 8 at night.
Really?
I mean, consistent for
Right.
11 years straight.
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning. Literally, I'm in there 5:30. I'm on a highway because I don't live in Harrisburg. So I'm
Okay.
coming in. I take me an hour to get here every day.
Right.
But I'm dedicated to giving back because my motto was, look, I get to catch the kids before they go to school,
Yep.
and I get to catch them after school.
Yeah.
They used to be like, Mr. Chops, you live in the barber shop? Because that's all they seen. But
Yeah.
that was an example
Yeah,
of
that's
somebody.
That's
You know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
example. Yeah.
And I just love the youth, man. That's another reason why I opened a restaurant. To try to see the example of an Afro-American man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having a business.
That's
My
real,
Uncle
man.
Cheatham, he been at the barbershop since forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just learned from everybody. But he is an example of a real
Yeah, absolutely.
black man
Absolutely.
that make it do what it do.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So the kids need these examples, man. Like
They do. Yeah, absolutely.
and it's sad, man. I watch it. Then the music that they putting out right now is poison. Like
Yeah.
the music is destroying them, man.
Yeah.
'Cause they talking about popping perks.
Yeah.
You think they think they gotta slide on somebody.
Yeah.
See all the youngins in
Yeah.
the Pooh Shiesty mask, and
Yeah.
it's like they think this is what we gotta do. This is how we gotta live, and it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah, it's way bigger than that. The
Yeah.
powers that be setting that up,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They want us to
Absolutely.
kill off ourselves because we the most powerful race in the world, man. We the most influential race in the world,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We dictate shit. We just don't control shit.
Mm.
Like we dictate everything. We dictate
Everything.
every fashion you
Yup,
rock. We
everything.
create the fashion.
Yup.
We create the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they'll never let us really
Yeah.
go up because if they give us that type of power, then
It's over.
where would they be?
They back to the gutter.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's sad out here with the youth, man. I love them so much, man. And they gravitate to me. You know, I used to cut dudes' hair. He got a rocket on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in it. I see they beefing with each other. But the love that these youth have for me, he from out the South, but he come all the way uptown to get his haircut.
Right.
Knowing he ain't supposed to be uptown.
Yeah.
But the love he had for me.
Right.
And how I you know, because he's yearning for something.
Yeah.
And then when they get to beefing, I step in them. Oh, no, not here.
Right.
And the kids is looking for that, man.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of us out here that's willing to,
Yeah.
you know, speak to them. They scared, so they avoid them.
Yeah.
Me, I talk right with them. What up?
Yeah,
I can talk all that talk.
But once you start talking to them, they typically be like, "Oh, okay, I understand it now."
No
Like,
doubt.
But nobody says anything like you said, and then
No doubt.
it's just like, all right, I'm gonna just keep acting a fool because ain't nobody said nothing to me.
No
And
doubt.
when you check them, they be like, all right, they get back in line.
You got to think, my
Understand.
uncle's shop is a Christian barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's a Christian barbershop.
Yeah.
And dudes come in there, you see,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they come and gravitate to me. Because even though it's a Christian barbershop, I know how to communicate.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's one of my greatest assets is I'm a great communicator.
Right.
I know how to, and I know how to tap in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a judgmental dude.
Mhm.
I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
What about right there for that 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And I created a lot of bosses out here legally.
Yeah.
Just giving them the game, man.
Right.
If you ever want to learn anything that I got, it's free.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell mine for $500 or $1,000 because half that.
Work.
Yeah, because half that shit bullshit.
Yeah.
is.
Absolutely.
It ain't. I never heard of a quick get money scheme with none of this
Yeah.
real work stuff.
Yeah.
Now maybe in the streets,
Right.
but when it come to real work that you
Yeah,
hear,
it
flip
work
this
that
house,
way.
buy
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it didn't.
yeah.
Don't get caught up in that
Yeah.
because that's a scam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you want to learn something from me, man, like I'll give it all to you, bro. I'll point you in the right direction with the great people that I know from whether it's lawyers, accountants, whomever it is. I'm just going to give it to you. I don't want nothing. Like I always tell people that I help create their businesses, do me a favor. If I give you this, you got to share it with somebody else like that.
That's real.
Because if you don't,
Yeah.
it's going to crumble. Right in
Yeah.
front of your eye, it's going to
That's
crumble.
real.
It's going to crumble. And I promise you it's going to crumble.
Yeah.
Because I witnessed it so many times when I gave somebody some real food to put them in position for their generation,
Mhm.
and they kept it selfish,
Yeah.
and I watch them crumble.
Yeah.
You have to forward the blessings because, you know, God put people in positions that he believe is vessels.
Mhm.
Like, I'm a big believer in God.
Yes.
You know, God saved my life.
Yes.
But when I really got deep into my religion, it had to be 2007, man, when I got booked and I did that stretch, man. I remember up SCI Dallas. My man Wallow, he always talk about SCI Dallas. I was up there with Wallow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was on J Block. He was on M Block. And Dallas, man, is a rough stop, man. That John will make you assess your life.
Okay.
It'll make you assess your life, bro.
So that was a turning point for you, right?
Oh, no
there?
doubt. I remember when I first went up there, I remember they like, Green, you going to Dallas. I'm like, Dallas? Texas? Like, you serious?
Yeah.
He like, no, Dallas. I didn't even know what Dallas was in
Right,
PA.
right.
Yeah.
So they take me up there, man. I'm looking like, damn, what the fuck is this shit, man? I'm not saying I'm scared of them, but it's new.
Yeah.
So when it's new, you got to be real mindful of what's
Yeah.
going on. And I remember up there, man, it was like they took me up there. I got booked in March.
Okay.
They took me up there in June. When I tell you, now ain't no air conditioner up Dallas. Ain't no central air.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you roll the window open. That's how it is.
Right,
You know what I mean? They give you a
right.
little ass fan about as big as that monitor right
Yeah.
there. You better cool off with
Yeah,
that.
do what it
Yeah.
do.
Put 2 batteries in it, right?
Yeah.
But make a long story short, I remember it was hot as hell. I'm up there with Velo, Vegas,
Okay.
from out the south. And I swear, man, it was about 130 up that motherfucker. I tried to go to sleep, I couldn't, but then when I did fall asleep, I woke up soaking wet.
Yeah.
And I remember that day, I got on my knees and said, God, I know I did what I did,
Right.
and I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Get me through this one.
Right.
And I promise you, I ain't never coming back to jail.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one of the hottest motherfucking summers I ever
Right.
experienced in my life, Brett. That shit was real, bro. I mean, it was hot. You put your feet on the floor, that shit hot.
On the floor, the heated floors.
Man,
Uh.
but
That was hell right there.
That was the blessing though. That was the blessing, man, because it made you appreciate the little shit, you know, able to go get you some water.
Right,
you know what I mean? The spring water. It
Right.
made you appreciate. I know it did for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was up there, that's when I really got my barber license, was up at
Okay,
CI
that's what I was
Dallas.
asking you.
Yup, that's where I got my barber license. My man Ali, I always knew how to cut. I was cutting since I was like 10 years old. Never took it serious, you know what I'm saying? Then when I got locked up, I went up Glen Mills. I got a little better at cutting from the Philly barbers. They taught me a lot. But my man Ali Brown got me into the barbershop up there. They wasn't even going to let me in, but he had a lot of pull. And he got me in there, man. And I just knew that I'm going to let these clippers dictate my new life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I came home 2012, and I was up shopping center cutting for a hot second. I was avoiding my heads up. And I was up there cutting. It was too ratchet. You know, they fucking, they getting their dick sucked, they partying.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yo, this wild.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I'm saying this wild because I'm still on parole. I'm on pre-release.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
anything,
yeah.
I go back because they let me out 9 months before my actual time to get out
Right.
in the halfway house.
Right.
I couldn't risk that. You know what I'm saying? But Steve, cousin Steve, he used to come up to the shop center every day. Cousin Chop used to come up here and cut with us. I'm like, nah, I'm cool, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you a barber? Why you always up here with me?
Right.
You should be getting that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he with me every day, and just so happened that barbershop closed down, and Steve, he was like, come up with me. So I called Steve, and I ended up cutting up in my Uncle Cheatham's shop. But my Uncle Cheatham's shop is what gave me the example of a real man, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was stern with his Christian music,
Yeah.
but as time went on, I broke him out of that. You know, I'm starting to, we listening to the Isleys now. We listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. But you ain't listening to none of that rap.
Yeah, it's still
But you listen to
smooth.
some old stuff that he can vibe with.
Yeah.
But he really didn't want to let it happen. But he seen the times was evolving in certain aspects, and he knew that I was going to be a mirror reflection of him. I was going to carry the torch because at first he wasn't letting it happen. But you know, he knew that I loved them kids, man, and some tragic happened. You know, my son got killed in 2014.
Sorry to hear that.
That was a turning point, bro,
Yeah.
because the demon came back out of me. I was like in a crossroads of now the streets is getting into me again.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this pastor in the barbershop said something to me that I carry with me still to this day. He said, son, can I pray for you? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I'm going to pray to get this demon out of you. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, it's all in your face. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to get too much, but he was like, do me a favor, look at life from this perspective that, look at it that you were blessed to have 18 years with your child.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because it's people that didn't have 18 days with their child, 18 hours with their child.
Right.
He said, on this earth, ain't nothing promised, you know what I mean? So he started breaking it down to me, and he gave me some insight. And then I had a dream. I'm pulling up to the barber shop in my dream. It's a young boy named Ron that got killed over here at Bill's.
Yeah.
And I pull up to the barber shop. This is in a dream, though. And I'm going to pull up Ron like, yo, Chops, you going to do my beard? Because I used to line this little goatee up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Now, mind you, he's already passed away. So in my dream, I'm walking into the barbershop. He's like, yo, your son's in the car.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I look over, and my son is rolled the back window down.
Right.
And he got the Carolina Panthers blue eyes. Ron got the blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And my son said, Dad, I like it up here. I love it up here. I'm good. And from that's when I took him, and he's the inspiration for everything that I'm getting now. And that's why I really like super honed into the youth.
Right.
Because that moment, that's real life shit right there. When I seen it, I still always remember them Carolina blue eyes, man. I don't know what that means.
Right.
I can't tell you.
Right.
But that's when the world, Harrisburg, and, you know, I live in Maryland, so they get some of it because I got some young men that I love down there that I share things with.
Right.
But that's why what made me want to give hard, like, and go hard was the loss of my son. You know what I'm saying? And I also pray that I never find out who killed him.
Right.
And people be like, yo, why would you do that? Why you think like that? Because I don't know how I will react.
Yeah.
So everything I worked so hard for,
Yeah.
I can lose it like that. So
Yeah.
I pray that I never find out, and I think God's gonna grant it to me. I don't want to know because I love
already
him.
did.
Yeah, I love him. I love that I didn't find out
Right.
because me and y'all may not be having this
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Choppy, man, that's
Yeah,
my
that was
boy.
one of my questions that I had for you. I wanted to ask how you continue moving forward, and like, are there some things you have to keep in place daily when you go to that moment? Like, so you said you reflect back to what that man said. Because because I'm a father, and I like to know how, like, I would never understand, but I want to know, like, how do you every day, like, keep going forward, like, when those things, 'cause I know it arises, I know it comes, even when you look in the mirror, because you look just like him. So, like, how do you move forward? And what advice would you give to a mother or a father that might be struggling with the loss of their child?
First off, I'm gonna keep it a beat. Y'all the first people I ever shared that with.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never shared none of this.
Right.
But on the strength, for you, it's basically for him. I just met you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna give him the real. This is my first podcast, so I'm gonna give him the authentic, real.
Yeah.
Y'all partners, so you get it. But when it comes to, I have my bad days.
Yes.
I be lying. My son's mom, she's the lioness.
Okay.
She's a beast. Choppy's mom, she go through it more than I do. When I have my bad moments, I get on my knees, I pray.
Okay.
I might be in my vehicle, I be driving and I pray. I take my son's smile. I take his me. I listen to some of his music because I used to rap crazy.
Yeah.
And I listen to him. I have my bad moments, but I use him as my fuel.
Okay.
Like, I don't ponder on the hard side.
Right.
I think about the great side. And then
Okay.
I have my regrets because I was out of his life for all those years. I mean, I was on the run for 4 years, couldn't really see him as much. Then I did 7 years, didn't see him as much. But my son knew I loved the ground that boy walked on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? His mom, everybody know Choppy. I
Yes.
love them. But, I mean, it's hard. But at the same time, he's the few. That's why I get up early. I still get up at 5 o'clock like I'm on count time, like I'm in the penitentiary every day. I can't even sleep in. You know what I'm saying? But he's just the inspiration, man. And he just gives me that wind that I need. Every time, bro, I think about the great with him, you know what I'm saying? And I think about, missing out so much time. And once he gave me in that dream and he told me, Dad, I love it up here, that was all I needed.
Okay.
And that's what keeps me going, is that he's in a great place. And I'm a Christian, I love God, like I'm big into it, you know what I'm saying? I might not be the one that go to church every Sunday, but I pray all day, every day.
Right.
I have a beautiful relationship with him. When I call, he come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It may not be when I call, but he always on time, bro.
Absolutely.
Like I would tell anybody, man, build a relationship with him, man. Because once you got a relationship with God and he put his hands on you and he give you that Coventry, boy, blessings come, man. They come like this water, just keep flowing.
Yeah.
Like, where it come from, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a being. Some people, our lives, your choice. He's still a God, Just hone in with him, tap in. Whether it's Buddha, something, you gotta tap in, because at the end of the day, he awesome, bro. I'm like, whoa, God is awesome. But I have my good days and my bad days. But I think my son is the full inspiration, man. He's that push. Yeah. He's that push. I never made it to his gravesite. Yeah, I went one time, but I stayed back away from it.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But other than that, man, Choppy, he definitely an inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like he he's the one that makes his dad great. You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah, he do.
Yeah. I said, you know, that y'all splitting image. So I want to ask you, we always do 3 books. What 3 books would you recommend someone to read?
Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren.
Okay.
That's a 40-day fast book. It's a Christian book. That book got me through some rough times.
Yeah, it's a good book.
I still cross-reference with the 40-day with Rick Warren's joint. What was another good book that I read that gave me...
It can be business, whatever.
I ain't really have too many business books I read, but I love the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
I love trying to figure that out because that's a maze all in itself.
Yeah.
Donald Gowan books is what I grew up with. You know, I really don't have I'm not really a book reader, but that Purpose Driven Life book is one of my tap in books.
Okay.
Especially when I go through what I go through. Damn, I ain't got no good book.
Okay,
That's cool. That's 3.
That's 3.
That's 3.
Yeah, that works. It's literature. So
Yeah.
It works.
How do you define success?
I think success ain't about money though.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that the hard way.
Mhm.
You know, when they took everything from you, you know, the Range Rovers, the Rolexes, houses, upon houses, they took all that. So it's not money's not the success. I think where I'm at in this place in my life, my success is doing this for him, doing this for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's success to me because if my character is my success, the way I don't judge people, I'm not a hater or whatever you want to call it. That's success to me, giving back. You know, putting people in position to better they household.
Yeah.
You know, me leading the blind. You know, giving the blind an opportunity to see.
Yeah.
You know, success is, man, being able to get up at 5 in the morning, man.
Yeah.
You know, and able to take a nap if I choose to. That's success because
absolutely.
you know, like, that's a form of success.
You know it.
Yes,
But
sir.
success ain't defined by money, though. It's, it's your
absolutely.
character, man, your morals, the values and principles you stand on.
Right.
That's success, bro.
Right.
What else? And what you can pass on. What's your legacy? You know what I mean? Like, what do you want people to remember you as?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because your day's gonna come when you close your eyes and
Yeah.
they never wake up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, what do you want them to see you as?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So, that's success.
Could you answer that for us? For you, what is your legacy?
Well, my legacy, Lord willing, a beast with this entrepreneurship that I don't think there's nothing in the world I can't do.
That's right.
It's nothing.
You better know it.
I don't see nothing that I can't do.
Right.
You know, this world was built by men and women. You know what I'm saying? So they had a brain like me. They had 2 hands. They had 2 feet.
Yep.
So, but yeah, success is it's easy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, because I can lose everything tomorrow, and you can place me in another town where I don't know nobody. I believe I'm a win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
Yeah.
how I look at life. You know what I'm saying? If I don't.
It's a great way to look at it.
They always say that they say the things that we only be around and are drawn to people by things we see in them,
Mm-hmm.
that we see ourselves in, or something that we might want to be, or someone we looked forward to, and that's why you always had that vibe. Like it's always that demeanor. Like it was never an unapproachable demeanor. Like it was always, before you leave, let me give you something.
Mhm.
Like that, I'm gonna give you something. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. It's
that's
all.
dope.
Let me give you something real quick.
Wow.
So I appreciate you for that, and that's why we wanted to. I call this giving flowers. Like I want people to tell their story and tell who they are, so that way you can always reference back and look back at it. You know, well, now when you're on somewhere and they're doing interviews for all your franchises, you be like, this was my starting point.
Right.
Like,
No doubt.
you know, on that podcast tip. So that's
Because I planned that. I thought that's crazy you said that because I'm like, this is my first podcast, right?
Yep.
And I said, I'm going to use this same podcast to cross-reference because I got some big plans that the Lord is blessing me with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak about them just yet.
Absolutely.
There's some great things, man. And but it's the things that he's blessing me with is the things that I wanted to do as far as give back.
Right.
So this next move that I'm about to, that the Lord willing, it still goes to where it's supposed to go because anything can happen.
Yeah.
New governor, new mayor, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all about giving back.
Yeah.
It's from a selfless standpoint. I've never been selfish.
Right.
I've never been a selfish dude. If I'm eating, you eating.
Right.
If we have Red Lobster, and we're not splitting a check.
Right.
I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. Especially if I invited you,
Yeah.
we're not splitting no check.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if I only got $72 and the bill was $68. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I got some great things coming in, and it's all about giving back, man. I can't wait to see the smile on these kids' faces, their moms and uncles and whomever is able to acquire what we about to pull off.
Yeah.
It's just a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
And
Man.
it's a blessing, man, that a kid from the Harrisburg housing projects is now developing projects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have knew?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That,
Yeah.
but God did.
God about to say,
You know what
God
I'm saying?
did.
He knew. You know what I mean? He knew.
That's a fact.
He knew that. Because I pray. Everybody pray for different things, bro.
Yeah.
I pray to be a vessel.
Yeah.
I pray for wisdom,
Yeah.
and I pray to be a vessel to where I do my homework and my due diligence on stuff, and I
Yeah.
share it.
Yeah.
I give it away. I give it all away. Because at the end of the day, I can't take none of this shit with me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna be a fool and say I don't want to enjoy while I'm
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
But this shit ain't gonna be with me. You know what I'm saying? And whatever I do acquire, 9 times out of 10, my kids gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm just keeping it a
Yeah.
being because
Yeah.
they didn't work hard. They didn't have to, go
Yeah.
through the trenches with it.
Yeah.
So, but
Absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when I close my eyes, they'd be like, yo, my dad was all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whether they
Yeah.
fuck it up or
Yeah.
however it go, bro. And those that, I share with, man, like, I just like to see dudes win, man. Like, for instance, if you want to learn real estate, you hit me.
Yeah.
Come down to the restaurant, eat a hot dog or something,
Right,
bag
right.
of chips and shit, and I'm going to put you in play.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And all I ask, if I give you what I got, because I'm not holding back. I'm not trying to lie to you to give you just this much. I'm going to give you the whole plate.
Game, yeah.
Now, it's up to you.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do it for you, but I give you the play. I do it to everybody.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people you see now on, what is it, Instagram showing they doing
Yeah.
this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they get it from
Yeah.
Chickadee.
Yes, sir.
And if they ain't talking to me one-on-one, they watching my moves.
Yeah.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because they've been doing that for years, though. But I'm okay with that, though.
Yeah.
Because some dudes, they probably won't let them holler at you.
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But they'll watch me.
Yeah.
Oh, they will watch me. And
Yeah.
they'll emulate me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that
Yeah.
because I pray to be the vessel.
Because
Yeah,
you're still the vessel, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
still
talking
the
about-
vessel, yeah.
So it's all right. Some dudes hate, but a lot congratulate. You know what I'm saying? But it is truly a blessing, man, to come from the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eating free lunches and, stealing cakes from the Chinese store, lawnmowers out of yards, to being able to give back, bro. That's
Yeah.
what it's about, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. It's about putting people in position, man, to win, man.
Yes.
Like, I love that shit. Teaching them how to invest that
Yes.
bread. The wealthy, like I'm gonna leave a Jew for whomever's out there to listen, man. The biggest reason why our people can't win is because they like to look at their money in the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
That's only giving you 1%.
Yeah.
They like to look at their shit in the new Jordans.
Yeah.
Like they have a whole house closet with $300,000-$400,000 worth of Jordans,
Yeah.
bro. Like I could never give Jordan no $300 for a
Yeah.
pair of Jordans. I'm gonna wear these 270s. They 160.
Yeah.
I ain't doing no $300 shoes and all that.
Yeah.
I'm cool because I look at that as fool's money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but I think people should be willing to risk, because you risk it for so many things. You risk your job for some Jordans. You risk your job to go to Beyonce concert. You risk your job. You do a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of that money on bullshit, but you will not sit down and try to invest it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know how to invest, ask somebody.
Yeah.
But they pride won't let them ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be scared to fail. You know what I mean? I don't think I didn't fail. I fail still to this day. I take losses now.
Yeah.
But they learned their lessons to me. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because that shit ain't gonna never happen again.
Yeah.
So that to me, like a person would pay what, $60,000 a year to go to college, and then you work at Taco Bell and shit, or you working at Verizon making $60,000 a year. You're not even making
what you pay for the.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, that don't even make sense to me.
Right.
I think college is for the birds.
Listen,
I would never go to college. I could never pay nobody to give me a job. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes, most of these kids go to school, man, for lack of knowledge, man. They go to school. 90% of the kids ask them, they go to school, what you going to college for? Business. That's what every kid say.
Yep.
I was taught business in 5th, 6th, 7th grade.
Right.
Math, add, subtract, multiply, move the decimal.
Yep.
I was taught that in school.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I was taught, the streets taught me buy low, sell high.
Right. Right.
That's business.
Right.
Look at this shit. It's business. That's business. So whatever you do, you want to get it at the cheapest price. Like, bro, he not going to go buy the weights at top price. Why?
Yeah.
The same 25 pound going to do what 25 pound do. This is like what I'm saying. But people don't believe in themselves, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's and they scared to lose. So they may have, like, their income taxes. Motherfuckers get an income tax and run straight to the mall.
Yeah.
Blow it.
Yeah.
Then you see them with their crab boils and
I need
new.
a car every year.
Yeah, like, come on, take that bread and invest that bread, man. That's free bread. Cause
free bread.
if the government say, yo, we keeping that income tax, what you gonna do? None. Let that money make some money, man. Like, try something different.
Right.
And the key to anything successful, and Brett, you should know, you gotta give it 110, bro.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, give that shit 110. They like, what up with 100? Nah, you give it 110.
Yeah.
So when your body start to shut down, you got room for error, 10%.
Yeah.
But you still at 100.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
You got to give it 100, bro. If you don't even get into nothing if you're not gonna give it 100.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work, bro. You got to give it 100. Like this restaurant shit, this shit ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Right. Right.
This shit hard work, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I never had a hot dog restaurant.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about that shit.
You learning now.
But I know money, though.
Yeah.
I know $1, though.
Yeah.
That's what made me invest. Is that I know $1. And I
Right.
grew up with the hot dogs. Hot Dog King,
Yep.
the Spot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The Flamingo, where my establishment at now. What's the other joint? Keystone. Hot dog was it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I used to live uptown, I told you before I moved to the project, we used to go up the shopping center to the Hot Dog King.
Yep.
Mike and Mr. Bill who owned it. And I remember telling Mike one day, rest in peace, him and Miss Tracy, I'm going to have a hot dog spot one day. And he was like, I believe you. Now, it didn't happen when I was a kid, but it did happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to watch him have a whole sleeve. He used to have the hot dogs up here, running all the way down here, making them joints. Bang, bang, bang. And I thought I was fascinated by that.
Right.
But then I used to also always see that cash register drawer opening. I'm like, they go that bad. And I want that. You know what I'm saying? But the hot dog factory, it's a blessing, though. It's definitely a blessing. I didn't even know. Miss Denise Hill told me I made history and shit. She said that you're the first black franchise to ever be downtown in Harrisburg, ever. Wow. I didn't know that. That wasn't the plan, but that's a blessing. Yeah, so that means they were the legacy.
Give them that location.
Oh, the address is 317 Market Street, downtown, right up from Sneaker Villa. What is it? DTLR? Yeah, where the sneakers is at. Come down, man. If you don't even get a hot dog, man, just come down and pick my brain. I got some food for you. It ain't got to be real food. I'm going to give you some food that's going to help you, get yourself to where you're trying to go, bro. Like, females, too. Don't be prideful, man. And something else I want to give. Don't never be scared to ask questions, man. Never be scared to ask questions. Ain't no such thing as a dumb question, man.
Absolutely.
Ask questions, man. Ask questions. You'd be surprised what answers you get. And if you don't get the right answer from me that you don't feel is right, go to the next one.
Right.
Go to the next one and the next one. But you're going to get the answer you're looking for. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, but you're going to get that answer, man. And place yourself around some great people. You have to, in order to evolve and be great, you have to put yourself around great people. People that, you know, going to constantly try to push you in the back to win, not pull you down and all that. And believe in yourself. You got to put God first. Allah, Buddha, whoever your higher power is, make him first. And it's going to come to fruition, man. I know it. Once you put him first, man, in your everyday, man, you're going to win. It may have some trials and tribulations in the process, but that's him just testing you to see if you're really on his side. Yeah. If you really team him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's going to definitely test you. And you'll be like, damn, man, it ain't working out. But that's him testing you. Yeah. Because like I said, once he put his hands on you, sheesh, bro. Because I know none of this is possible without him, man. Like, and I ain't the richest dude in the world. Right. I just know what I know. And I believe that, you know, with hard work, it pays off. You got to work hard, bro. Whether it's mentally, emotionally, morally, physically, you got to put the work in. And I'm still striving, man. People might not like this shit, but
they gonna love it.
Trump was my dude, though, when I grew up, man. Like, Trump was that bull, man. Like, he was another dude that made me want to play with real estate. Keeping it behind all this new shit he do, I don't know, that's his new thing. But he was the epitome of the bag. Him, Harry O out of California. I love watching Harry O. But Trump was a bad boy because he had that fucking power, bro. Like, he was, every time you see he was on the news about a bag, like that real estate, man. He was the one that made me want to play with the real estate. Yeah. And I didn't know nothing. I owned a lot of homes in the streets, but I used them to cook up work and hide this and do that and woo, woo, woo. But I didn't know how to make them work. You know what I'm saying? And by the time I thought I was going to make it work, they took all of them from me. You know what I'm saying? They took everything, you know. When I came home in 2012, man, I ain't had shit. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bit of property. Then I had 1 or 2 houses, but it wasn't nothing major. They took the big, beautiful ones, the ones that, you know, I had in certain women's names that they knew of. But God is good, man. Like, he pulled me out that rut, bro. And I owe it all to him, man. I do, man. I love him, bro. Absolutely, I'm keeping it a bean, man. I love him, man.
We definitely thank you and appreciate you for coming through, sharing your story.
No doubt.
I enjoyed it. It was a pleasure meeting you, honestly,
nice meeting you too, big
definitely,
fella.
man.
Nice meeting you, man.
I appreciate that story. So, if you got, real quick, if you want to tell everybody where they can find you at, let them know.
I mean, I ain't really the big social media dude. I do be on
go to the hot dog factory.
Yeah, you come down to the hot dog factory.
Go to the hot dog factory.
I might not be in there because I be having so much other stuff going on, but if you come in there, man, you're going to feel the vibe of God, bro, because I don't play no rap music in there, so you're not coming to listen to Lil Durk, Lil Baby, and all. We not hearing none of that.
I could dig it.
The most you may hear might be some Isley Brothers. You might hear some Jill Levert. But most of it, you're going to just hear like a good restaurant vibe. Because I want you to be able to bring your mom in there, your grandmom, your wife, the kids. That's the type of vibe it is. It's not one of them, you're going to hang out and it's not that vibe. I can't lie to them. It's not that type of spot.
That's good money, man.
But it's a beautiful place to be. You're going to feel the energy, man. Clean spot. We big on cleanliness, hospitality, respect. There's no profanity in there. It's something that's the example for them kids, man.
Come check it out.
No doubt.
Make sure y'all get down there.
Yes.
This has been another episode of Quit the Cat Podcast. Yes, we appreciate Chop coming through. It's your boy BP alongside the Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And we will holler. Peace of the gang.
Have a good one, y'all.
Peace of the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast.